Hey, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anthony, and I'm currently working in Wells Fargo, leading a data science team to serve our bank customers by utilizing natural language processing, which is also my topic today. I just want to share with you our journey to analyze unstructured data by leveraging natural language processing. What quantitative insights can we learn from the data? Just to keep in mind, if you have any questions, we have some minutes left at the end of the presentation. And also, in the meantime, you can type in your information in the chat box. Okay? With that said, we could jump to the main topic today. And here is the agenda for today's presentation. At first, let's just have a simple overview about what finance today, what are the challenges we are facing today. We have heard about the fintech, we have heard about the threats from the technology side, but what can we learn from that? How can we develop a better ecosystem so that in combination of the finance and the technology, we could serve our customers in a better way, and that would be our focus today. And next, I just want to share with you a brief history about the natural language processing and also want to discuss with you uniformed pipelines we have developed in the natural language space, natural language processing space. Okay. After that, we can see after we have established a pipeline, how can we apply it to some use cases? And the use cases can cover a lot of domains. And also, we can see how by utilizing natural language processing, we could deliver better results for our customers and continue to train and improve the model performance to meet multiple needs. And at last, I just want to touch base a little bit about the AI ecosystem and what information we could leverage to combine all of the learnings, the good and the bad, which will also contribute to help us develop a better ecosystem to serve our customer, to serve the financial community, and bring better financial lives for the customers, and especially for you. Okay, with that said, let's jump to the financial system. When we talk about the financial systems, maybe it's good for us to review what would be the main principal functions of the financial system. At the high level, the financial system does not only deal with money, but also deal with all of the assets you can think of in terms of the credit, the money, and so on. And in today's financial market, there are so many categories. We can see that finance and technology have equally contributed. Lots of examples we have seen in the payment system, ranging from the payments pre-processing as well as the card development, and how the automatic bill subscriptions handled by the software companies. And very interesting, we have seen lots of the financing activities happened today, either from the equity or the debt side, ranging from the private equity and the venture capital. And more interestingly, your assets need to be carefully managed. That's why the asset management firms are here to help you to better manage uh, your financial healthiness. And also, we want to make sure that the companies can also sell the insurance, not in a very traditional sale agent way, but also in a digital world, how the data analytics and the softwares can be used to better identify the customer needs and provide better, selling experiences for you. Last but not least, we want to think about the risk the financial system has faced today, not only from the audit risk, but also from the regulation and also want to make sure everything the financial company has done is in its most compliant way. With that said, we can say that ever since 2020, the financial technology companies have generated a lot of interest for the customers. It's just a snapshot about different industries which are highly influenced by the innovation from the technology and the finance side. We can see purely from the graph showing in front of you, you can see that there are many cross-industry tech which has changed our day-to-day lives. For example, in the natural language processing, and we have both the natural language processing and the natural language generation as well as computer vision. But the fundamental question you may wonder is that what NLP is and what kind of information are they dealing with? On a day-to-day basis, what would be the most familiar data format you have dealt with? And what kind of additional insights you want to generate purely based on the interaction between you and the data. And that comes to the question of how we want to understand the data. And for different types of the data, what would be the right tool to move things ahead? Okay. And this comes to the famous question between the data about the data types. On the surface, we are dealing with is mainly called the structured data. Think about all of the numerical information, and the information can be well constructed in a tabular format. So in a traditional way, we can utilize machine learning to deal with the data. But the data you are dealing with are just something sitting on top of the surface. 80% of the data, which seems, unobserved or are still hidden under the water, which is normally called unstructured data. It has so many different formats, ranging from textual information, your voice data, and the computer imaging information. Think about what you are dealing with today. We are human beings. We interact with the world not through the numbers. Instead, we are interacting with the world through different data formats, through the sound, through the vision. And that is why we want to find the better way to understand the information we collected. And that is how some advanced machine learning techniques, such as natural language processing or computer vision, could make a difference. On a day-to-day operation side, you are dealing with all of the textual information. Sometimes you may wonder, how can we simplify the information in front of me? How can someone or even a robot generate some quantitative insights for me? Then, instead of looking through all of the long paragraphs written in a formal languages, the information could be passed to me in a very natural way so that insights can be quickly generated. And here is the solution, which is called natural language processing. Basically, natural language processing is the communication between computers and humans in natural language, as can be seen on the right side. Purely looking at the Venn diagram, it is the intersection between among computer science, machine learning, and linguistics. And that simply means if we really want to develop a world-class natural language processing, we want to get people coming with a balanced skill set. Not only you are good at computer science, but also your deep understanding about the languages as well as data science would help you succeed in this area. Okay. With that said, once we get some basic understanding about what natural language processing is and what kind of information we are going to deal with, the next thing we want to think about is, can we develop a pipeline so the information can be automatically retrieved, processed, entered into the model stage, and help develop a model which can be used for further insight generation and integrated into our day-to-day operations and potentially to serve our customers in a better way. And here is a pipeline I want like to discuss with you. At the first level, we all want to see how the information is processed. The information we are dealing with today is the textual information. Once the information is extracted from its original data source, some of the pre-processing steps need to be conducted to ensure the unnormalized text data can be passed into its normalized format and essentially waiting for further processing. And for some of the well-known pre-processing steps, we are talking about the standardization, normalization, tokenization, but the goal is very simple. We want to make sure the unstructured, unclean data could come in a very structured and dense way. And then some of the features can be extracted following the best practice of machine learning. And here are some of the methods which are widely used in our industry today, such as backward, TF-IDF, and word-to-web. Ultimately, the unstructured, untabulated textual data will be translated into a structured and tabulated even into vector format. Once we know everything is handled in its most structured format, then we can apply different machine learning algorithms against the information and generate some of the insights. Of course, following the traditional machine learning development, we are going to train, validate, and evaluate the model performance to ensure it meets our business needs and can continue to generate quantitative insights for our customers. Okay. Once we have seen all of the natural language processing pipelines and we understand all of the data, now you may wonder, at the end of the day, you have all of the good things in front of you, but how can you serve your customers? How can you generate the enterprise customer needs? And following the natural language processing funnel, how can we boost the marketing of the natural language processing use cases, and so that we can make sure our customers are fully aware of the frontiers in the NLP side, and more interest can be generated from the natural language process. Then the customers in our business side can consider to use this advanced technology and help evaluate the model performance, which could lead to the future adoption of natural language processing. And we can see more advances happened in the AI side. The first thing I want to share with you is that we need to take very seriously about personalization. From a human perspective, in a survey result, 80% of our customers will see personalization will play a very important role in their purchase decisions, which means even we are developing some enterprise NLP solution, we want to make sure it could cater to different line of business needs by understand the characteristics of our customers from different business perspectives. And also, the sameness and effortless experience is another thing our customers will pay special attention to. 96% of our customers will become so disloyal if they need to exert high effort for the outcomes they want. Quick and seamless output from the machine learning models, the NLP generated is something that our customers will be looking for. Okay. With that said, I think we have covered the three parts. What is NLP? What would be the pipelines? How can we apply a marketing strategy to boost the awareness of NLP? And hopefully, we could get more people engaged with the NLP team to develop a better solution for our customers. Then in the next 10 minutes, I just want to share with you some of the use cases as we can see how we can apply natural language processing to drive the business outcome and yield the best outcome from the analysis we have done. Well, for most of the cases, people want to do some classification on a day-to-day basis. People is still wondering how a decision can be made. For example, for all of the textual data our business partner has received, the fundamental question they want to answer is what kind of decision can we make? Is this a yes or no? Is this a fraud or not a fraud? Is this a complaint or is this not a complaint? Should this kind of information be escalated or not? These are all of the things people are talking about on a day-to-day basis. And in a machine learning space, this simply means we need a better classify to automate and prioritize or even predict the things to happen so that we can better understand our customers and avoid any of the damages which will be brought up to our customers. And that is where natural language processing could help us by analyzing large volume of the textual records and help you prioritize your tasks by identifying the signals and generate the insights. So, lots of the values can be done by applying natural language processing in the supervised machine learning space and generate more values to our customers. First, we can see the process is never manual again. This could become more automated. And most importantly, because some of the hidden information which is not immediately seen by the human beings can be extracted and identified by the computers. The regulation risk could be further reduced by utilizing the natural language processing. And following this, let's just take a look at a financial abuse case. At the very high level, there are lots of the information stored in the bank's database systems. People would talk about all of the fraudulent activities on the account and recorded by the branch managers and by the bankers. The NLP team could take all of the relevant information following the NLP pipeline we just discussed, develop an AI model, and after fine-tuning and continue to train the model, some of the output could be generated and passed to the SME for the review. The reason we still want a human in the loop is normally the first version of your natural language processing or machine learning model can never be perfect. But with more trainings, more inputs from the human wisdom, the model can identify the issues and help to improve the algorithms. After doing things in an iterative way, we could come to an end and ultimately generate some of the desired output, which could be related to some of the probabilistics. And the probabilities associated with each output could help develop a standalone offline model, which could be used to generate insights and help operationalize the model you develop. And normally, when we talk about the supervised machine learning, obviously things coming to many people's mind is another category, which is called unsupervised machine learning. Unlike the supervised machine learning, which mainly deals with the labeled data, the topic modeling starts with unlabeled data, but it just tries to classify the information, just like what we would do to classify the numerical information, the enterprise textual information, including comments, notes, reviews, can also be classified using topic modeling. For example, if we analyze our customers' online reviews and surveys, we could easily extract the major topics they are interested in and better serve them and identify the trend in a continuous and sustainable manner. For example, one review we can receive can be read like this. The ATM fee is high and the wait time in branch is none. If, while, if we applied the topic model we developed, we could easily extract some of the major themes, such as ATM fee, wait time, and also by looking at the occurrence of those key themes, we could better understand our customers and generate the insights to better suit their needs. And obviously, this could be extended to a very granular level so that we can apply this kind of unsupervised machine learning using natural language processing to a very specific location. Okay. And another thing we can think about is how our customer and employee behavior from the enterprise data can be applied and analyzed using natural language processing to generate better targeted marketing. And as can be seen from the bottom right of the slide, there are lots of scattered information we could log on a day-to-day basis, including the food and some of the, national parks such as Yosemite and Yellowstone, and some of the products such as hide shoes. The information seems to be very scattered. Then, if we apply some of the clustering methodologies, the information from a natural language processing perspective can be easily customized and generate more insights. And also, most importantly, of the customer's spending habit can be identified, which could serve to improve our targeting marketing effort. For example, if we can see the customer talks a lot about his or her pet and talk a lot about the layerments, talk a lot about fishing, this simply means if we are going to design some of the spending categories in our credit card, these are some of the things we cannot ignore, and we definitely want to improve our customer satisfaction and potentially to generate revenues utilizing natural language processing. Okay. With that, we can say that another things we have seen in emerging trends in the natural language processing part is about the Q&A system, the question and answer system, and how the knowledge can be discovered and integrated into a tool so that we can have a mini Google and get more information directly catered to your unique needs. And one example we have seen is a package which is called Finbird, which has utilized SEC findings for pre-training BERT, and then the package will be fine-tuned for sentiment analysis, so some of the average total accuracy can be improved compared to the generalized models. With all of the advances in today's natural language processing space, we can see that the information can be well organized not only in unstructured format, but more so in a very linked list format. Basically, you have the question and the relevant answers linked, and also the answers are actually rank ordered by the relevance to the questions and also the efficiency of retrieving the information. So these are all of the information we can see. For example, look at the example showing on the screen. we can easily apply the question answering system to already some of the text information, and the information will be processed at the back end by the bird, and then we can fine tune it to get the relevant information. For example, some people would ask, how do I scale applications in Kubernetes? And then here are some of the examples of what you can ask. And in the meantime, if you want to ask what are the finances, then you can get more information through the answers shown in front of you. And we can see that at the enterprise level, this actually provides a lot of interest and convenience for the policymakers, for people to better understand what's going on. For example, what would be the impact of the new HR policy, of the new risk policy? The answers can be immediately identified and help drive the operational excellence. So, after talking all of the things, I hope I have convinced you that natural language processing can provide some very good insights in today's financial market. Even at the enterprise level, we could generate more insights to understand our customers, to analyze our customers' behaviors and spending habits. So we can design a product and become more targeted marketing. And with that said, we can only think that with the emerging of new data sources and new information and advances in the new technologies happened in the NLP space, come more exciting things come ahead of us. With that said, I would like to thank you for your time. And should you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat box. Thank you again for your time.